So if you've been with me for a while, if you've known me, and if you're personally close to me, you know that I've struggled with food addiction. Some of you may not know this, but how it showed up for me is that I called myself a foodie. And in that was a really deep addiction to food. And when I would wake up in the morning, I would eat breakfast and already be planning my lunch and dinner. And not from a place of like balance or health, but kind of like, oh my God, I'm so excited to eat this. And, it came across as like a genuine appreciation of food and deliciousness and all that kind of stuff. But I would kind of obsess over food. And unfortunately, I was also like, because I also grew up in a family where, uh, being fat was seen as a moral failure. I also didn't want to get fat. And so I would restrict food and be super like strict healthy and restrictively healthy. And then I would binge on the weekends, for example, or one day a week. I would sort of like let go. And for me, that was like a form of freedom from the deep restriction. That's why I don't recommend people do this really restrictive budgeting, because then you're going to overspend. So that's another wonderful little parallel I'm going to talk about in a moment. So eventually this caught up to me, right? This caught up to my body. My body eventually started to show the signs of that pattern, the wear and tear of that pattern. And so I started to show signs of intestinal leakages, digestion issues, malabsorption, had skin issues. I had like really like I could not absorb nutrients. And so it was showing up in my face, it was showing up even in like a dry eye. My lips would get like cracked and dry. I was no longer menstruating. The symptoms were like so many. And this was a way, like the way I understand it now, this issue with intestinal leakage had to do with poor ass boundaries. And then the malabsorption was my inability to receive. I couldn't take in, I couldn't assimilate, I couldn't receive. And so I had to change my diet.